Hey guys, it's Kosi. Welcome back to the Zero to Hero series on your beloved Red Paladin, Ruff, which is a constant rollercoaster between grade A deeps, big brain plays, and haters would say, legit brainless maneuvers that make it look like I die on purpose to prolong the series just because I'm afraid to try a real class.
I'll be damned.
Well, joke's on you, Red Paladin gameplay is actually crazy complex. You gotta make constant decisions of whether you use Divine Storm or Final Verdict as your spenders, and yeah.
Stop the cap!
I just make it look easy being that insane almost 3.5k gamer. But I digress. In the last episode we finally sent our last blue trinket to the Tooth Fairy as we replace it with some Kobold strap-on that they've been using since Classic. We also timed our first +9 key to start off the grind for Gilded Crests, and we finally, in the third week of the season, attempted our first +10 that ended in the cliffhanger of the century as I blueballed you more efficient than hot tub streams during No Nut November. So what can go wrong? Be it as it may, in this episode I will show you exactly how that key went. We will open the vault and then spearhead right into the very next week of Mythic Plus with the new affix that is, well, something else. Incorporeal on crack if you ask me. So if that sounds like an episode that gets your browser history messed up because your PC thought you're fully into dwarves now just because you watch the series so much, then make sure to delete that said browser history, but not before you hit like and roughed up the subscribe button. You
Sick. Freak.
Alright, first of all, I'm very happy you guys enjoyed the way I ended the episode. And trust me, I'm usually somebody who likes to finish things, but I just had to. But what happened? This was actually one of those things that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't streaming at the point. I legit was looking at chat and caught a glimpse of fighting on the trash mob, so I assumed our tank is already at it. But as soon as I pressed judgment, I remember that they are always fighting, and so I died and took somebody else with me. Which now means, just like in old dirt nap fashion, your boy is not only 3 out of 4 deaths, but also took almost 1 minute off the clock because of that. As a grown man, I blame you guys in the chat, what else? My dumb doings didn't stop us from continuing the run, and so we eventually ended up on Skarmo Rock, which I always underestimate. The amount of group-wide damage that thing does is mind-blowing. Easily the most stressful mechanic in here are those little crystals, and we need to get rid of them ASAP. But we can't nuke them all as they apply a nasty stackable debuff that will just rail the entire party if we do. So we have to coordinate, which is something nobody ever said about puck runs. But this party is pumping, and I also pulled my shit together, which ultimately meant that we ended up on the final boss with pretty comfortable 4.5 minutes to get it down. No lust, but as long as we don't fully wipe, we should be fine. So my focus was solely on surviving. Every time that big circle goes off, while I also have the ticking debuff, it slaps me, like hard, actually hard. That's something I didn't know until I felt it myself. After that, I always made sure to either have shield, protection, lay on hands, or at least a ward of glory hole up to save my ass in an instant. Pretty difficult when you have to adapt on the spot, but also quite fun to be honest. And so we actually timed this key. 5 deaths, 4 of them me. Yeah, I totally didn't get carried here, no way. Yet against all rules, I didn't get an item even though I was the weak link. Fix your game, Blizzard. This was an eye-opener though. 10s are no joke. But because I can't blame my gear with 610 for this, it has to be a gamer issue, which means I am very confident that I get more calm over time and eventually will be able to play these easily. 104 rating to our name as well, which is huge, but now I was missing 20 for KSM. So let's quickly get that done. I had many keys that I only tried on +4, so getting one of them higher would easily do the trick. I actually tried my key that I just gotten, which was Necrotic Wake, and nobody applied.
You're joking.
Shocker. So Siege will have to do, and because I got so much more to show, there you go. KSM baby. Meaning we do have a token now to get ourselves a hero set piece, which I will keep after reset. Speaking of, it's vault time. Big vault. Huge vault. Throbbing vault. Well, okay, one myth track item. The good thing about myth track is that it's a guaranteed upgrade, so I'm not gonna...
God have mercy upon us.
Bro, a ring? Seriously, a ring? Out of everything you give me, the only fucking item where item level doesn't matter as much? This is a freaking tragedy, and I simped all possible items in here. The ring being a 20 item level upgrade was legit a less than 0.1% upgrade compared to my current ring. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as the DPS decrease from the candle last week, but it's still steaming dog shit. Was a close call between wrist and belt, and thinking about the template changes, I should have used the wrist suit to crit, but I took the belt. Now whatever, I'm so defeated, man. So I went over to do the time walking raid of Ulduar instead, because that's a good and easy way to potentially get some banger passive trinkets that will proc main stat just like the Brute Sack. Went super well, sort of, but since we got more to talk about, that's what we got from both the time walking weekly as well as the Yoxa run kill quest. Shitty wrists, and just to give me the to the face, another belt. Life is good, thanks for asking. With that being said, no more bullshitting. We got keys to pound and score to scrap. And we start with something I'm very excited about. Siege 6.
For what? Why?
Okay, that was legit just a warm-up key, as the key that I have gotten from the vault actually was a Miss 10. So let's talk about the new affix, as this marks the 4th week and also the last variation of Salatit's bargain. Devourer is one I got mixed feelings about. On one side, I'm happy the annoying affix disappeared that gave reduced damage taken to every mob while alive, as this messed up a lot of boss fights very often. However, even though this current affix is a lot easier to play around, it's still a lot worse to play around.
Are you stupid or something?
And if that doesn't make sense, hear me out. In this version of Salamom's bargain, every player gets a debuff that is dispellable with every dispel the game has to offer, as it counts for every type of magic. Meaning Mage's Decurse is just as useful as a healer's actual dispel. So far so good, but there's the issue. We had a similar affix in Afflicted during the last few seasons, and let me tell you, nobody gives a shit about them. Nobody. It's insane. Because besides dispelling, you can also heal them through, as they are pretty much just a heal absorb, and therefore it's deemed a healer affix. And people don't care about it. But I wouldn't be good or a cussy if I didn't give you an easy walk around for this affix. Shamans. Poison Dispel Totem to be more specific. This thing is always up when the Devourer hits, has long as range and does work for the affix. And it easily gets rid of everyone's debuff. It's insane. So pretty much that ridiculous meta healer is even more meta now. And while warriors still get nerfed regularly, they even had a harder time this week getting into the keys because they can't do shit against it. Peak Blizzard decision making. But that's none of our concern, as we got plenty of stuff to work around it. Dispel, Dwarf Racial and Lay on Hands can help all in clutch situations. This run was pretty cool though. We got a juiced up Shadow Priest, which got heavily buffed in the last reset, as well as another Paladin that's playing Templar on red, which also got buffed. And even though I was looking everywhere to find a potential Bloodlust, it was just nowhere to be seen. Not on the first pull, not on the first boss, not on Mistcaller. I guess just because we got it doesn't mean we have to use it. Classic weekly no luster. But now check this out. We learned from last week. No deaths till Mistcaller. Guess who died first?
Wasn't me.
And even though I would love to show you some stuff from here, this was a very uneventful run. Besides not using Lust, which we eventually pulled the trigger on during the final boss. Even 2-chested this thing in the end, and we almost beat the decked out Shadow. Red damage diff is PI and PI only. I won't take any other explanation. Considering we timed this one on +9, 32 extra rating seems fantastic as well. Yet because the game hates me, I got another 12 Stonevault. Yeah, not doing 12 man, not on my watch. Lowered that to 10, got myself a parley, died first pull and got myself another parley to do the 9 instead. Wait, what? That escalated quickly, but because we did some floppy big pull without the proper output and or controlling tools like silences, this was over quicker than my Cussy Speciale I'm giving to the ladies. Be that as it may, we do 9 instead, and even though we had a full wipe on Void Malphite, we still timed this eventually, which gave me another +10. A banger. I'm talking actual banger. Easiest dungeon. Nothing can go wrong edition of Keystone Hero. Ara Kara, baby. So I quickly gathered a party for this beauty, and I was all confident that this is a free one to play. Shaman heal, Vengeance tank, 3 dispels and a poison cleansing totem. There's nothing that can go wrong. Well, nothing besides us not playing the affix at all, and the boss healing himself for 180 million due to it. Alright, didn't I mention that? No! If you fail to dispel or heal through the affix, every enemy will be healed for 10% of its HP per stack that went through. Which is extra annoying on +10 because of Tyrannical on bosses. So yeah, that was my Arakara 10 experience. Unlucky, man. Granted, I do believe I got so comfy with Shamans just purging it by default, I probably didn't dispel myself either that often. Gotta be honest here. Naturally upset of not getting any +10s done here, I'm still hopeful to get the 9 key done for Gilded Crest, which we eventually use to upgrade our weapon. Keep in mind here, at this point of recording, the changes to +8 also dropping Gilded are not enabled yet. And with that, Ara 9. Went a lot cleaner, pretty smooth actually. Yeah, okay, I lied. Pretty much a wipe on the trash. Shit's rough, to say the least. Luckily we saw it up after this, and it very much feels like the timer in here is very forgivable, which I'm a big fan of. Pretty sure we almost had a 2-chested as well, but 82 rating nonetheless, and yet another Stonevault.
Not another one?
Bro, please Blizzard, you can't tell me this is RNG anymore. Every week there's one dungeon I just seem to get every damn time. I'm done with Stonevault, and I hate it just as much as Ian hates Blood Trolls.
Blood Trolls are bad dudes.
Okay.
They're pretty black. We're gonna kill them.
Got it.
However, I still wanted some more crests and keys, so we go to the vault again. No, not to that vault, the stone one. Another party, another time, same pull in the beginning, a lot cleaner, a lot more chill because simply we have a Boomkin silence that is so good on these pulls. However, at that point I was kinda milked, and you can see that by spectating how I die. I legit died to the first boss because I was standing too close and got clipped by multiple lasers. What a hilariously dumb way to drop here. Like, come on. Got rest, and did the exact same thing again. I had to sober up if I wanted to be a useful part of this group, and so no more dying.
Bruh.
Well, okay, I didn't have anything left anymore, and now a healer dirt net. What do you want me to do? This was looking a lot more grim already, but the good thing about this being a +10, even if you don't time it, it will still contribute towards the vault, and that is all that matters to me, besides the crests themselves. So the party continued until we legit hit a shit brick house in form of the mountain called Skarmorak. He just clapped our cheeks like Diddy would do at his house parties. Not once, but twice. Lost myself at a Diddy party, man. If you know, you know. On the second pull, our healer admitted fault, cause I do believe he died to one of the swirlies, but in no way I was in a position to flame anybody but myself. Played like ass throughout the dungeon, and our dragon carried us hard. I kinda felt bad for him cause he was trying to time this so bad, as he had done it on 9 only. I'm sorry, man. We called it there, and instead of going for the 9 I had, I was more interested in getting into a normal raid kill for the final boss, as I'm still very much intrigued by this bad boy of a trinket from the queen. So that's what I did to end the stream, and while I leave that in the background, let me talk to you for a hot second here. When writing the script, I'm almost certain that I have to work a bit more this week, which means I will have less time to edit the video for Friday. With that being said, for the sake of finishing the series, I will most likely spend the majority of the week to grind score and put that Keystone Hero achievement in the bank. I already do have plans for another series, but at this time, I don't want to talk about it too much now because the way the spec gets decided is a bit different than what we usually do. But what can I say though is that of right now, I don't even know it myself yet. However, tell me in the comments what role you would like to see me go for this early in the season, and tell me exactly why it's not healer, because that's too easy. Am I right? Also, let me know if you want a review video about Red Paladin in any shape or form, because that could be fun too. As you can imagine, I didn't get the trinket, because why would I? With that being said, thank you for watching, and thank you for the most insane support I could have dreamed of so far during the WoW Within. And sorry I didn't end up on a blue balling cliffhanger again. I will try to do those more often in the future, I promise. Didn't do this one in a while, so I wish for you to have the most fantastic day whenever you see this. Thank you for watching again. Until I catch you in the next one. Peace.